Welcome back, everybody. This is You, Me, and Swinging.
I'm Cody.
And I'm Katie. Oh, and we're happy to have you back at this 5th episode, huh?
Yes, so as promised last episode, today we're going to get a little bit into more spicy topics and details. We're going to go over our first hard swap that we had in the lifestyle. And
we're going to get into the experience about it because we
I
asked...
completely froze.
No, you're
I
okay.
forgot what I was talking about. Our first hard swap in it, and we're going to talk about kind of how the night went. And after that, maybe if we have time, we'll talk about the jealousy and how we dealt with it. If not, that'll be addressed in the next episode.
Mm-hmm.
But for now, let's just give an update on how we've been doing.
Yeah, for this past week, it has been very busy. Your band has been hitting it off, and it has been insane.
Yeah, we played 3 shows in the past 2 weeks, so that's taken up a lot of time. So literally, we're doing this episode the day before it comes out. So we hope you appreciate all that.
Oh, yeah. We're working our butts off because we want to get this episode out. And we actually have been really excited about this episode. We've been talking about it all week long, even like through the shows. We have been driving long hours to get to certain destinations. And we just have been so excited.
But we're always happy to bring the show. We really wanted to make a commitment this season. So we're going to really push ourselves every time we can to make sure when we bring you the guys the best content we possibly can.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Of course.
All right. And so why don't you go ahead and talk a little bit about Patreon real quick, babe?
All right. So we've brought up Patreon beforehand. I know that we have, and if it's getting annoying, I'm sorry. But hey, it is a great support system for this podcast and for us in general. It brings so many more interesting vlogs and podcast topics to you guys, and you get to see behind the scenes of everything that we do. And we'll be posting pretty much daily or every other day, I promise.
And there's lots of perks and different cool things that come along with each and different tier.
Yes, exactly. There's 3 tiers. The first tier is $3. The second one is $10, and then the third one is $30. But the $30 one has everything included of those other 2 tiers. Don't forget about that. So you're getting a whole lot. So please go check it out. We don't have the list in front of us right now, but
it's on our Instagram everywhere. So
we'll have it linked below as well. Definitely.
And also coming up, and hopefully this week, because we don't have any shows coming up this week. So
yeah, you guys are finally getting it cooled down.
We'll finally be able to focus on getting the tattoo tour that we were going to do.
The what?
The tattoo tour, I thought it was what it's called.
The tattoo tour. The tour or tour?
Tour.
Yeah, so we were asking questions on our Instagram, on our story. We do it kind of frequently, and we've gotten one that was kind of caught our eye, and we were like, oh, we can do that one. That was pretty easily. And we thought it might be interesting to you because each one has a story, and it's a tour of our tattoos.
We had someone ask us also, yeah. Oh, wait, you just said that. I'm sorry, it's been a long week.
Yeah, it's a Monday.
Yeah, just got off work.
But yeah, we're excited. How many tattoos do you have?
I don't know, and I don't want to count them right now, honestly.
Oh, yeah.
But we plan on getting more too, so.
Oh, I know. We have plans for like sleeves and just a whole bunch of stuff, but it's just really expensive, so.
All right, so why don't we just get into what we're all waiting for today?
All right, Bucket Spoons.
Yeah, so we'll get into the hard swap. So
the full swap.
Yeah, our first full swap, which if you guys remember, is when you go all the way with other partners. So this story, I guess, kind of starts. I don't know. We were looking for people that we could do same room sex with, and then we found these people on the app that we were using. Like we said before, we won't disclose that, but
oh yeah, we're trying to keep everything as personal as it could be. So we're just doing it from our
but we
experience.
also want to give you guys as much detail as possible. But
yeah,
what time was this around, babe? When did we do this?
Like what time we got there? Or?
No, what time did we? Like what month? How long into the
Oh man, I say like 4 months, 5 months into the lifestyle. Maybe a half a year.
No, definitely wasn't that long. We jumped into full swap pretty fast.
Yeah, I was gonna say it wasn't. Yeah,
This was
max.
like the second time meeting a couple. Yeah, it was our second time meeting a couple.
There you go. Perfect.
And they lived 45 minutes away from us, and originally, yeah, they said that they were okay with just same room sex, which is what we were driving up there for. And I think like at the beginning of the drive, we got a text that said, we done full swap, we're swingers. Is that something you guys would be interested in, or hard swap? And so we looked it up, and we got really nervous because Katie hadn't even played with a girl yet, or even been, you know.
Oh yeah, that was when I was first coming up as bisexual, and then trying to explore my sexuality because the first time the beforehand this the other girl did not want to.
Yeah. But so we talked about it like we do when we, especially when we go on drives, we always have conversations about what everything, like we said, communication is always the biggest key when it comes to this stuff, and which is something we always do every time before we
Oh
meet
yes,
someone.
yes.
Um
We always have this big old talk in the car. It's so reassuring and comforting to be fully honest and lay everything out on the table with your partner about what potentially could happen, the circumstances, and what everything really is, and to be fully blunt and honest about it.
and so we talked about it,
Mhm.
and we ended up deciding, okay, yeah, sure, let's do it. And sorry, I was adjusting my mic. And so we decided, we talked about, what are the things we talked about, like, were we ready for it? We knew we eventually wanted to try it. We just didn't know if we were ready for it because we had only just had same room sex before. But I don't know what made us finally decide on doing it.
Because after the first one, we had such a deep conversation about how comfortable and reassuring and strong it made us feel connected to each other. So we were like, if the having the same room sex with that first couple, and then we were being okay with it potentially happening, then why not go for it if it could bring us closer? And so we were both
That's not.
okay.
Yeah, that's not. Yeah, that's big reason. And then we also wanted to just experiment because we'd only really been with each other before.
Yeah, we lost our virginities
And
to each
so
other.
we said that if we were gonna, if we didn't like it, then obviously we just talk about it and we don't continue. If any of either one of us didn't like it, the other
Hmm.
one could like it and one of us not like it, and we would still stop.
Yeah, even if it was in the middle of it.
Huh? Yeah. So we went in. Well, we drove up there. We were extremely nervous every time we, especially in the beginning, like especially because this was our second time and we were gonna have sex with, you know, other people than each other. And so,
We
oh
don't
man,
really know how to
like
act when
felt
that.
like rocks were just pounding in my stomach. I had felt like I was gonna vomit, honestly, the entire time.
Yeah, it was pretty nerve wracking, and I already have a stomach issue, and that did not help as it is.
Yeah,
So
and I just remember it made me. I was sweaty. I just remember shaking a lot too. Like we were really shaky because we were
it's not
nervous.
because
It's not because
the
it's scary. It's just because
putting
you don't
it.
know what to expect. You're nervous. It's like kind of like going on a first date, but I mean, at this time we knew that there was going to be sex out of it, no matter what.
Yeah,
So
so
that, I think
naturally
that's
we're
what made
nervous.
us nervous. So we get there. We texted them that we were there. They met us outside a car. We They invited us in because it was really cold at the time, I remember. So
Oh
that
yeah,
means it must have
that
been
was
around
freezing.
like January because we started in November. So it must have been around a January.
So like,
Around January of 2018 or something, 2019. 2019,
yeah,
yeah.
2019.
So went in, they offered us drinks.
Do you
And
want to talk about what I was wearing?
oh yeah. So why don't you go ahead and talk about it? Because
Just like a side note, I guess you can say something that some swingers or lifestylists do is the girls or guys or both dress up into something sexy whenever they get there, either when they're covered up or nonchalantly. So I had like a pencil skirt on, and it had ripped holes all like the from the bottom to the top on the both sides. They enjoyed it very much. So that's always fun to get those compliments and to be able to get to dress how you want to
yeah,
dress.
they and
That
they
was fun.
he gave lots of compliments about it, and he like praised you about it and everything.
He was very respectful.
Yeah, but when he was doing that, that I kind of didn't know how I felt about that at first, because that was the
Oh,
first time that had been happening. So I wasn't jealous or anything. I knew that, but I didn't fully feel comfortable yet. But I also knew that I was 90% nervous. But
yeah.
we met them. They were really good people. They
Oh, they were so nice. You can hold a conversation with them. It's
Yeah, we and that's what we did. Like, we accidentally all got carried away drinking and talking for like
oh
3 hours.
yeah. That I don't know how that happened, but it just went it flew.
Yeah, and they were very attractive people. Not
Do we
very
want to mention their
attractive.
age?
No, no.
But yeah, they were very nice people. We wanted to see them again afterwards, but anyways.
So when we when we finally when it was finally time, they invited us. We were gonna let them lead the way because we had no idea how to do it. We had no idea about anything, how it ran. So
We also let them know that too. We also let them know that we told them that this is our first time. We are very new to this. We were very honest from the
so they
start.
they were very like letting us be comfortable with whatever. They wanted to make sure that we just completely were the entire time comfortable.
Yeah, they asked a lot of questions about
Yeah, the entire
everything.
time, and we like that. That was really good. That they're one of the main people that taught us to, when we're in this lifestyle, to constantly be asking questions throughout the entire thing. Doesn't ruin the mood. It's just make sure that everything is okay with everybody.
Oh yeah. It- that was so genuine. And
Yeah,
they
they
told
did
us a
too.
lot of their experiences too, which was nice because we like to swap stories and they had so many stories that really brought good attention and advice to us.
Yeah, and they gave us a lot of advice. Like, that's we owe a lot of the knowledge we know because of that 3 hour conversation we had with
Gratitude,
them.
yeah, definitely.
So when it was finally time, they took us to their bedroom. They had a beautiful house, so their bedroom was huge,
Gorgeous.
and I was so nervous. I was just staying in the next to the dresser, like not knowing what to do. I just like took off my watch and like just my shoes, and that was it. And standing there,
We were standing close by to each other
yeah,
too.
what were they doing?
I think she went to the restroom to like kind of clean herself up maybe, and then he was getting everything ready, like condoms and getting the bed ready, and he was turning on music. Or was it the TV that he turned on?
It was a TV, but it was music.
Oh yeah. But they were getting everything ready to make it like to make sure it was all comfortable, which was nice, definitely. And then to how it really started off was we started off with each other because that's
Yeah,
a
making
rule that
out.
we always not a it is a rule that we start off with each other and end with each other.
Yeah, yeah, that's always the rule.
Hmm.
Sometimes, uh, during like one thing we want to make clear is sometimes when we have these things, not everything always goes 100% like planned.
Oh yeah.
So we always have to keep an open mindset and be willing to talk and whatever needs to happen afterwards to make sure me and her are okay and 100%. But anyways, back to the story. Um, they're getting everything ready, and she came out. They started making out. We were making out together, and then the girls started started to play with each other, and
Oh,
then
she was so nice.
she came back. Katie came back to me, and we started to have intercourse, and um, that's really where it lasted for me because I was so nervous and scared,
Excited.
and excited, and that was one time I blew a load fast.
A little too fast.
Yeah. And so I was done pretty early, and they continued going because obviously it was very early in
It was
the
yeah,
whole thing.
it was very early in the session, but you played with me for a little bit
Yeah.
while she finished, and then he was still going, right?
Yeah, so he asked if it was okay if he had sex with Katie, and I said, "Yeah, go ahead. That's fine." So I kind of just stood and watched. And at first I didn't know how to feel. Like, I felt uneasy because I felt like that was normal.
I feel like that's
Yeah,
normal.
it was like the first time seeing Katie with someone else. But I knew I wasn't jealous because, well, first off, I saw Katie enjoying it, and that made me happy seeing that she enjoyed it. But also,
I felt like a connection because whenever it was happening, I was uneasy at first too, but I would look over at Cody and then we would lock eyes with each other and then it was kind of a euphoric moment where it was
Yeah.
like we were connected with each other,
And we
understanding
knew
that
everything was okay.
we knew everything was okay no matter what.
Yeah, we communicated with our eyes basically.
And we've learned how to do that in a lot.
Especially because of this, yeah, this
Yeah,
lifestyle.
because of this lifestyle, we've learned how to communicate with our eyes. We know our energies if we know that we're uncomfortable with a certain situation.
Like we said, that all comes with the comfort level and being able to talk with each other and trust each other. But back to story, and then so I knew I wasn't really jealous. I was a little bit at first, because I that's completely natural, but
Hmm.
I kind of got over it. I guess this leads into the jealousy. I'll just kind of go in the middle of the story, but I kind of got over it because I realized, even though I didn't get to, there will be times where I get to be with a woman as that's other than Katie, but even then that still wasn't the point. The point was like we were doing this together, we both were enjoying it, and we were having sex. Me and Katie know the difference between having sex and making love. Like
Major
when we make love,
difference.
there's passion and all kinds of other stuff, emotions attached into it. But when it's having sex, you're just having fun for the pleasure of it or whatever. It's human nature. And
Yeah.
that's how I felt. Like that's what made me stop realizing. It was just like, oh, I trust her that she's gonna come home to me every night. I
Hmm.
trust that she's just gonna be around me. So it took a while. Like there were times where I would think about it the next day or 2 days later, where I'm like, I don't know how I feel about it. Is this wrong? And like I really struggled for the first few days after trying to figure out like how I was feeling about it, because I was jealous one moment, then turned on the next moment, and then
What a roller coaster, love.
yeah, I mean that's how I felt. I mean, especially when we started swinging, like that was what I was always feeling, because I was like, oh, am I not normal because we like to do this? Are we wrong and all that?
I definitely relate
Um,
with that. Yeah.
yeah, and it was a long time before I fully accepted it, but just because I realized, you know, you
And
don't non-monogamy is isn't a sin or anything, but it's the way you choose to live your life, and if you can do it successfully with your partner, I think that shows a lot about your relationship, about
I
how
agree.
well you can make it through, how you can make it through almost anything. And I mean, we're still together, we're happily together, and we don't ever expect leaving each other.
Yeah, there's no lie or secret between us. And that's what tears relationships apart, honestly. And
Yeah, and I mean, it's the like it's me and Katie are able to go out in public and just check other people out. We love when we check other people out,
Mhm.
or even flirt with them or whatever. Like
Oh, yeah.
that happens in a normal relationship. Most of the time, it ends up that relationship is over. So I
Or
mean,
it's a huge fight. It's
not
a
that there's
mess.
anything wrong with monogamy, because every relationship is valid as long as people are happy in it, is what I think.
That's a good way to put it, love.
Yeah. But anyway, so
Can I say one thing?
what?
So whenever you come to this conclusion of that, okay, I don't need to be jealous over this, and it's also, do you find pleasure in seeing me get pleasured?
Oh yeah.
Is
Yeah,
that a
because
part of the
it's
kinkiness too?
it's hot. Yeah. Like I think it's hot. It makes I think there's a lot of factors in it. I mean, it makes me want to desire you more.
Ooh,
Um because I get to because another man gets to be with you. I get to enjoy, sharing, not sharing because that sounds possessive, but I get to let or
it's hard.
we get to live a life that we would as if we were, regular 20, although it's a little bit different now that we're
In a
going
pandemic.
through it. It's not as like straight cut as we thought, but
Oh, yeah.
because it's a lot harder to get dates or whatever
Yeah.
when people know you're a swinger or
Or
open.
or in a couple, it's weird. It's just
Yeah, people, there's still a lot of judgment around it, but that's one thing we're trying to aim for, is just getting rid of all that judgment.
yeah. All love is valid.
Oh yeah, and polyamory is valid, non-monogamy is valid, open relationships are valid, swingers are valid. It's whatever makes you happy and whatever makes your relationship work. But back to the story.
Yes.
So then he finished, and obviously didn't finish in Katie because
Yes.
he respected our rules and everything.
Which was very nice. I think he asked in the beginning, and then he also asked in the end. He's like, okay, so I can't come in. You right? We're like, yes, that can't happen. So you have to either go come with your wife again, or you have to do it in the condom or whatever. Do your own way. But
But
yeah.
so when that was over, I didn't really know what to do afterwards, so it was a little awkward. So we went back out to the living room.
Oh yeah.
Drank.
We got dressed.
Well, no, I didn't drink anymore because I was driving home. I barely drank in the beginning too. We were there for a long time now. I'm thinking about it. We were there for almost 4 or 5 hours.
That's a long time, love.
Yeah.
Goodness.
Yeah.
Time goes away when you're
were
having
all
fun.
having a good time. Yeah. But by then we were just talking out there. They were showing us different things around their house.
I don't know. Were we trying to leave or?
No, we weren't really trying to leave. We weren't in a rush because it was a weekend.
Yeah, and there's like definitely times whenever we're like, okay, we're trying to leave.
There's been times where we've gone on a weekday where we have work the next morning at 7 a.m. and we don't get back till 2 a.m. because we drove all the way to Phoenix.
I know.
But anyways, we'll talk about those stories other days. But
yes.
But after that, we hung out in the living room, and then Katie and the other female continued
the
to
other
have
wife.
sex. Yeah, have sex, and that's when I
that
asked,
was fun.
Yeah, and so then when
You want
we
me
were
to
on
tell
our way
them how it
home,
happened?
no, we're okay. We
Okay.
don't need to. But when we were on our way home, then I asked her. I said, how do you feel now that you've been with another female? I don't really remember what she said though.
I think I know exactly what I said, but whenever you ask me, you're like, so do you know if you're bisexual now or whatever you said? And I'm like, I definitely know that I like females.
Yeah,
I definitely like girls. I definitely love women. They're just beautiful human beings. My goodness. Like, so yummy. But there's just something else about a woman's body is just so unique and amazing, each and every one of them. And same with men as well, but they're underappreciated.
Yeah. But anyways, that's all we had. I guess we kind of wrapped the jealousy up with the story. But
yeah, kind of like in a cul-de-sac in the story.
Yeah, so I guess we got to cover 2 topics. But anyways, we're going to be releasing the tattoo tour this week on our channel. Make sure and follow that. Make sure and follow our socials. Mine's Cody F.I.H.
Mine's Katie 22K. Yes.
And our Instagrams for Yumi and Swinging, our website, everywhere, our YouTube. Make sure and follow that.
It's all Yumi and Swinging as well. Super easy to find. We'll have them all linked underneath below as well.
Our Patreon
as well. Please at least check it out. Please, the $3 one even as well. You will get a free postcard for a handwritten from the both of us, and you really just don't want to miss what Patreon has to bring you guys.
It has a lot to offer. But other than that, I think that's all we have. So we'll see you guys in episode 6.
Don't miss our vlog too.
This is another episode of You, Me, and Swinging. We'll see you guys later.
See ya.